We know that red shifting occurs when a light source and observer move away from each other. Or maybe the observer is just where he is or she is, and the light source is moving away. Okay, the Doppler effect, right? Redshift. There's also evidence of light that originated from the young universe that's so redshifted that it has now reached infrared wavelength. So, is it possible for light to get so redshifted that it reaches the red wavelength of radio waves multiple meters in length? Also, is there an upper limit to the wavelength of light? All right, we're talking about redshift. So, redshift is when you have a wave, okay, let's say a wave of light, and it gets stretched out. So there is redshift. If it is blue shifted, it gets squeezed and its frequency increases and the wavelength shortens. So that's what happens. Now, how is the light redshifted? If you have the source of light moving away from you, or if it is static and you are moving away from it, then the waves, the light waves, appear to be redshifted. Okay, they appear to be have longer wavelengths than what they had when they originated from the source. That's your standard Doppler effect. Now, redshift can also happen because of the expansion of the universe. So the universe itself is expanding, and we don't quite know what is footing the energy bill of the expansion of space time. Maybe the energy is coming from the redshift because it's being taken out from the photons that exist in the universe, and that's why they are getting redshifted. That's one way of looking at it, perhaps. So, the photons, the of the afterglow of the Big Bang, the cosmic microwave background radiation photons are tremendously redshifted. They are redshifted into the millimeter wavelengths, microwaves. So yes, they are tremendously shifted, and some part of the CMBR spectrum is definitely has the wavelength of various kinds of radio waves. Yes, so it certainly is possible in the future as the universe expands even more. It will eventually happen. What will happen is that the CMBR, cosmic microwave background radiation, it will eventually get redshifted to wavelengths of multiple meters, tens of meters, maybe kilometers, and it will be almost impossible or next to impossible to detect them. It will happen. Yes, so that is correct. um, so yes, it is possible for light to get so redshifted it can reach the wavelength of radio waves. It can reach a wavelength of multiple meters, multiple kilometers in length. And there is no upper limit to the wavelength of light. I'll tell you what's the upper limit of the wavelength of light. It's infinity. And when a light wave is redshifted to infinity, it means it is redshifted out of existence. And that can happen when light, you don't need, I mean, it can happen when a photon of light or a wave of light comes in the path of a black hole. And if it so a black hole is a center and an event horizon, and the closer your light wave comes to a black hole, the more redshifted it gets. Okay, because that's okay. I'll not get into how it happens, the mechanism, but it gets redshifted. You know, the effect of gravity on light, the bending of light, and all that. And there's a quantum mechanical effect in that as well. But if the photon touches the event horizon tangentially, it gets redshifted out of existence, which means that its wavelength becomes infinity. So that is the ultimate upper limit to the wavelength of light, infinity, which means that the photon gets redshifted out of existence. It ceases to exist.